Hey guys, welcome back to Fight Tonight channel. Frank Martin cautions people are going to see the unexpected when he fights Gervonta Davis. Though Frank Martin vs Gervonta Davis has not been confirmed, Martin last week did nothing to cool the rumors during Ryan Garcia's public workout in Dallas. There has been long-term speculations that the WBA lightweight world champion Davis will next fight Martin on Saturday, June 22nd on Prime Video PPV. Martin, a gym mate of Garcia, who trains with Derrick James in Dallas, appeared at the gym during Garcia's workout and the number 2 contender for the lightweight world title, held by Gervonta Davis, has not fought since last July when he won a unanimous decision win. Since that bout, Martin, more rumors implied that he would face Shakur Stevenson, but the fight fell through. Now the 29-year-old, known as the Ghost, could be getting a fight against one of boxing's brightest stars in 29-year-old Davis. A lot of people are going to see the unexpected, Martin said. Everybody knows who Tank Davis is. He is a star. A lot of people don't really know who I am in the boxing world. Martin used the potential fight as an opportunity and with a nod to a registration cloud that Garcia apparently suffered from when he fought Tank last April. Martin would not have to agree to the same terms. Martin confirmed no registration clause or catchweight, with a nodding approval implying that it will be a standard lightweight bout. It is one of my opportunities for me to wake the world up, added Martin. Davis has not boxed since last April when he knocked out Garcia in the 7th round of their pay-per-view heat. Davis was sentenced to 90 days of house arrest, as well as 3 years of probation after the fight, stemming from a Baltimore hit-and-run case. Devin Haney and his desire for Ryan Garcia to own up to Gervonta Davis' loss. American seeks perfection in boxing. Devin Haney, the undefeated WBC recognized super lightweight champion, is determined to maintain his unblemished record in the ring. On April 20th, he will face his former amateur rival, Ryan Garcia, at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. In the world of elite boxing, Devin Haney stands out as one of the fittest fighters in the world today. His flawless performance in December against former undisputed lightweight champion Prigg earned him the WBC 140-pound title, cementing his position as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. Fight against Prigg. According to Combo Box stats, in his fight against Prigg, Haney landed 129 of 367 punches, while his opponent only managed to land 36 of 323. The latter was a Combo Box defensive record for a 12-round fight, and Prigg was only able to get over 2 punches in more than 4 full rounds. Haney told, "I was definitely able to show more of my repertoire in that fight. I think people are starting to realize how great I am. Every fight I am constantly improving, and this fight will be no different. The world will recognize my talent again after this, and they will see how exceptional Devin Haney is once again. I just keep progressing, getting stronger and maturing. The lightweight division is where I belong." Although the fight against Prigg marked Haney's debut in the super lightweight division, he managed to knock the bigger man down with a single right hand in the 3rd round. After the blow, Prigg showed no rush to close the distance, allowing Haney to comfortably dominate the remainder of the fight. The champion is certain that his move to super lightweight has been hugely beneficial to his performance, especially after struggling to make 135 pounds. However, he refuses to accept that Garcia's weight cut to 136 pounds for his fight against Gervonta Davis is a valid excuse for his knockout defeat last April. "I'm much stronger and faster. I feel comfortable and I don't have to hurt myself in camp," Haney said. "I don't focus on weight, I focus on improving and perfecting my craft. That's the main thing. It's not just a weight-cutting camp." It's been more than 4 years since Haney has had a knockout victory. When talking to him, it's clear that Haney would like to end the knockout drought and sees King Ray as the perfect match. We've seen Ryan get reckless. We know he gets reckless and to NXOs. If he gets to NXOs, he will be run into something, Haney said. Thanks for watching guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.